going on, Notre Dame fans? Mike Singer from blueandgold.com with Tim Hyde, our football analyst, and we have news today. A four-star cornerback commitment, Micah Bell, making his news, committing to the Fighting Irish. This is one, Tim, that felt like it was, I don't know, about a long time coming because he got his offer in March, but once he did get his offer from the Irish, it felt like the Marcus Schuman's program was the team to beat. So, rankings wise, definitely some differing opinions on him. See the On3 consensus, which equally weighs the four major recruiting media outlets, has him listed as a number 118 player nationally, number 11 cornerback. On3 lists him as a 3-star and the number 41 player. So we can kind of touch on where you might have him ranked. But let's start with just your initial reaction of this commitment. How big is this for Notre Dame?
Well, I look at him. The rankings are interesting because when you watch him, he is explosive. His film is fast. I mean, the more you watch it, you're just like, who's Micah Bell? Fast. He is a blazing, quick, athletic young man that's just got a second gear. And that's what I see in him. He is a guy that's going to be a return man, that nickel corner, probably early on. I'm comparing him a lot to the Jaden Mickey. I think they're both very comparable. They're both very tough, physical football players. Obviously, Jaden Mickey comes from a great high school in Southern California, and you got Micah playing big-time football out there in Houston. So he's athletic as could be, and he is, he's an athlete. I know they're recruiting him as a corner. I would love to see this young man someday play slot for Notre Dame, as I think he is just dynamic with the ball. But I think early on, I think we could both agree he's a special team guy and maybe even a punt returner because they've not had a dynamic punt returner in ages. And if he could do that for him, that would be a huge upside. But look at this run right here. He's fast. He's a fast kid. And whenever you get a great football player, a top 200 football player out of Texas, you're doing something good.
Yeah. When Bell took his official visit to Notre Dame the weekend of June 17th, he told me that he did talk with Brian Mason, Notre Dame special teams coordinator, about him potentially, returning some punts or kicks. And I'm with you. Going to his ranking, if it were me, I wouldn't rank him as a corner. Mm-hmm. Again, that's what Notre Dame's recruiting him at, and it's where he'll play. But just looking at him as a football player right now, to me, he's just an athlete. He's so good in all three facets of the game. There's not a ton of him at cornerback on his film, but you see some good recovery speed. You see him coming up and making some stops, even though he's not a big guy. He's probably about 165, maybe 170 pounds. He's just a playmaker. He's just one of those guys, just a good football player. Bring him in and figure it out kind of deal. But nickel field corner, I mean, he looks pretty good to me. That was a really nice play right there, him turning around on the press coverage and getting his head around and intercepting that pass.
His change of direction, the way his change of direction, his quickness, the way he could stop and get moving at a high speed in one step it's big time. And he's an athlete. I'm with you, Mike. I don't think you should say he's a corner, he's this or that. He is an athlete. He could play all three levels. I mean, one of the clips was him blocking a field goal out there. So he's got it all. You get the ball in this guy's hands somehow. He's going to be a playmaker, this guy, getting some interceptions, and his ability to come off the edge right there on some of these special teams is outstanding. So he's an athlete, and you get more of these guys on your football team, you start finding spots for him. And, when I said Jaden Mickey, just because of the size, the comparable with the size, and Jaden was a heck of a playmaker when that ball's in his hand as well. So it's a great get for Coach Freeman. They go into Texas, get another heck of a Texas football player here. So, and with the conference realignment happening down the road, who knows who they're going to be playing. So, you just keep getting great football players, and that's the goal here in his first recruiting class.
Yep, definitely. The Texas aspect's where I want to go next with this.
Yep.
I looked this up, and I really hope I am correct on this because I mentioned this as well in our video with Darren Pritchett earlier on Friday, is Notre Dame has picked up 3 commitments now from the state of Texas. You got Braylon James from the Austin area. You got Peyton Bowen, the safety from the Dallas area. Now you're going to Houston, so you're even hitting these big cities in Texas. So you got Bell, and then it looks like they could even get Jaden Greathouse, another receiver from Austin, to make it 4. Notre Dame has 4 players from Texas right now on the roster, which includes Brandon Joseph, who didn't even sign with Notre Dame as a prep player. So what do you think about, I mean, the obvious answers like Notre Dame's, I mean, Texas is a hugely talented state for football recruiting. It's good to go recruit those players.
Oh yeah, I mean, during the Bob Davie years, he got some outstanding Texans and got that pipeline going for a while. Then kind of dried out there. But Texas is its own country. Don't mess with Texas. It's like I'm from California, and the same thing. I mean, California is always Notre Dame recruits California like it's their backyard. They go up and down the state because they know they got tentacles there, and they could go out and get guys. And I'm the same way with Texas. I've never understood why you just don't go into Texas. There's so much football in that state. They love it. I know, you got the big 2, but that's only 50 players. If A&M and Texas signs, let's say they get 25 each, that's only 50 players. Texas is massive. And everyone knows, especially in that state, they throw the ball all over the place. Drew Brees kind of opened it up back in the heyday when they got it going at his high school. And now everybody in Texas, I mean, literally 90+% of the schools in Texas are all 4 whites chucking the thing all over the place. Look at the great quarterbacks that have come out of Texas, and they're going all over the country. So there's athletes everywhere. There's a reason why Texas Tech is always dynamic on offense. Baylor's been that way over the last decade as well. There are players everywhere. You just got to go hunt them down, and Notre Dame should never have an issue getting 2, 3, 4 players a year out of Texas.
Yeah, definitely. So just real quick, Tim, Micah Bell, Notre Dame's 3rd defensive back commitment in this 23 cycle, joining safeties Adon Schuler and Peyton Bowen. Schuler's pretty solid with Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. Bowen just seems like it's going to be a saga to the end, whether Notre Dame's able to stick or be able to keep his commitments and sign them in December. You add Micah Bell, if you're a Notre Dame fan, you're hoping the Irish add 4-star cornerback Christian Gray, a top 100 player, on July 4th. And then does Notre Dame to get to a 5th remains to be seen. Whether that's Caleb Downs, a player, I think you like him, Tim.
Yeah. I mean, if they got Caleb Downs, here's the key to your room. You got it.
So, I mean, we've talked at length about Notre Dame's cornerback recruiting woes. It seems like, now that they've gotten Bell, and if they get Gray, turn around a little bit after last year's class with Mickey, who is already exceeding expectations, and Benjamin Morrison from Phoenix is another good player as well.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, if they could get, Christian Gray, which is what, the 4th, he's July 4th. So we got a couple days until we find out with him. But if you could get Gray and Bell, you have 2 guys ranked in the top 150 in the country, which at cornerback has not happened at Notre Dame in a long, long time. You're going back to the 2006 with Darren Walls and Rayshawn McNeil, since they got 2 guys ranked that high next to each other. The best duo is probably going to be 16 when you look at Troy Pride and Julian Love, but they're ranked in the 300s and whatnot. So if you got a Gray and a Bell, 2 athletic, highly ranked corners, that's huge for Notre Dame and Coach Freeman, which is not happening. Then you compound them on with Jaden Mickey last year. Morrison just showed up. 2024 might even be better than the 23 class, the way it's starting to get rolling here. So who knows? But it's some good football players and some good athletic corners mixed in with the big group that they brought in the 21 classes. They're starting to find spots for all those guys as well.
A big commitment here for the Irish, landing Houston, the Kinkaid School's Micah Bell, who I like as just an overall athlete, play multiple spots, and Tim does as well. So make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on this video if you liked what you saw. Subscribe to our channel for more Notre Dame football and recruiting news, and head to blueandgold.com for everything Notre Dame football.